Welcome back to Lucore Automotive. Today we're going to have a little bit of a lesson on wheels and tires and how balancing actually works and how balancing doesn't work. This is a tire and wheel combo off of a customer's Toyota Tundra. This vehicle came in with a bit of a shimmy vibration in the front end that you can feel in the steering wheel. So when you're driving down the road, your steering wheel is kind of shaking, your watch is moving. For those of you who still wear watches, it's the thing that are on the wrist. And you can feel that vibration through the front end. A lot of times that's either a wheel that's knocked out of round, so instead of being completely round, it's not so round, or it's actually a weighting issue. In this case, when we got this customer's truck on the rack, we immediately noticed something that's a little bit suspect, and you'll be able to notice this as well. Now these are Goodyear Wrangler tires, good tires. Unfortunately, your tires are only as good as the person that did your mounting and balancing. In this case, whomever did this originally used wheel weights double stacked on this side, and then used wheel weights on this side that are quadruple stacked. For some particular reason, they only used 1/4 ounce weights. So instead of using one bigger weight, if there's truly that much of an imbalance in the wheel, they just stacked a whole ton of 1/4 ounce weights on it. Not the way this is supposed to go. Now, not only is this not efficient because you're using up an entire strip of 1/4 ounce weights, which are designed to be able to use for small adjustments in wheel weight, but you're also distributing out the weight. When a balancing machine says put 1 ounce or 2 ounces or whatever here, the idea is to put it here. When you use an entire section of wheel weights, when it tells you to put them here, you're putting it all through this entire section of wheel, which totally defeats the purpose of what you're trying to do. So this wheel just came off this truck. We're going to toss it on our Hunter wheel balancer machine, and we're going to test this thing to see exactly how out of balance this thing is with, I don't know how many ounces are on this thing right now, but it's way too many. So part of what could be contributing to the wheel imbalance is people don't necessarily know the equipment that they're working with. On a wheel, you have a center bore hub. These are pieces that sit inside of that center bore hub. They are in different sizes. Depending on what kind of wheel you're using, what the manufacturer is, there's different sizes. In our case, we just move down until we find the right one. So if you use the wrong one, and when you mount this wheel, it's not completely snug, it'll allow the wheel to slip and chatter on that hub, which will give you a false reading as far as what weights you need and where. In this case, we grabbed the correct one. Rich is going to get this thing tested out on the machine, and we'll see exactly where this thing is now that it's been balanced wherever it was balanced before.
That's a lot of weights. It's only 4 1/4 ounces out of balance. So now we're going to pull off all those weights.
So whatever tire shop originally balanced this wheel, other than the fact that they've got probably, I don't know, 10 ounces of weights on this wheel, which is an obscene amount of weights on the wheel, it's also still 4 1/4 ounces out. So this is one side.
Oh, hit the wrong button.
So that's 1 ounce, 2 ounce, 3 ounce, 2.5 ounce, 4, 5.
Sharpen my tool. Beat up my tool.
7.
Hey, that one.
So this had 8 1/4 ounces, or 8.5 ounces on the inside of the wheel, and 4 ounces on the inside.
force is perfect. We need to rotate the tire on the wheel and see if we can get a better balance, because I don't want to put almost 7 ounces of weight on it. So to force match a tire to a wheel, we can measure the tire, we can measure the wheel, and then we can move the tire on the wheel to create the lowest amount of weight needed to balance the two as an assembly. It makes for a smoother ride, a longer lasting tire, and a lot less cost on our part as far as wheel weights are concerned. Not that that's a big deal, but everything counts. It does take some extra time to break the tire down, spin it. I'm going to check the wheel right now. There's a rim run out. One of the reasons I really like this machine. This one's a little bit rough to do it on though because of the rim design. So we'll do it there. So that's not going to help us any, because it already says it's at the best place. Sometimes the tools are at fault. Sometimes the technician's at fault. Sometimes the stuff's just not working the way it should. Sometimes you gotta try stuff a different way. See if it works better. I want to put 7 ounces on this time.
Alright, so now we've got our wheel weight set to where they're supposed to be, and we know that this wheel is good. Time to put this guy back on the truck. Now, part of this service that this customer came in with is also a rotation, so front tires and rear tires are going to be in different positions. So the fact that this was a front tire that was so badly out, it's going to now be out on the rear, so you won't notice it nearly as badly. So A, it's going to be less of an issue for the customer, but B, because the wheel weights are correct now on this wheel, and we know it's safe, it's going to wear this tire less because it's not beating itself to death on the road with improper balance. So this is going to go back on the back of the truck, and this truck is going to be ready to rock and roll and go down the road. So there's some basics as far as wheel and tire balancing. We are fortunate here because we have some of the best stuff in the business. The 100 wheel balancing machine with road force that we have is really indefeatable as far as good quality equipment goes. Most of your wheel and tire shops either A, don't have this kind of good stuff, or B, have no idea how to use it. So if you're in our area and you need somebody to take care of wheels and tires for you, Lucore Automotive is your place to be. So hopefully you enjoyed this little tiny informational session. As always, we appreciate a subscription. Drop us a comment, drop us a like if you like it. We'll keep throwing a little bit more of this stuff in between our project shoots and everything else. So normal day-to-day stuff, yeah, we do that too. We'll see you next time.